What's going on, everyone? And I'm TCG, and I want to do a quick market update because everything's gone absolutely batshit crazy the last couple of days. But I do want to talk about a quick concept, and I haven't heard anybody with this take. Um, but it revolves around the concept and the question as to why isn't the Pokemon Company reprinting booster boxes? And I'm gonna drop my predictions for 2025 here shortly. But one of them is going to be that they're going to increase MSRP in 2025. And what we experienced in Magic the Gathering with play boosters is they added back MSRP and they increased the price of the boxes. So a lot of the play boosters and the set boosters you could get in the 90s, $100, $110 a box. And Hasbro, in an attempt to push revenue because they knew they couldn't print any more product, they couldn't increase the number of products that they were printing, effectively decided they were going to go to a play booster box where they were just going to jack up the price and supposedly make it special. Now, what we found out, and with Aether Drift coming in, this is a Pokemon video, so don't drop off. But I just want to talk about the concept real quick. With Aether Drift, they reduced the price point of the play booster box and they cut the number of packs from 36 to 30. And the reason they did that is that their market research found that the price point was too high. And it was really impacting their sales because of that. And with Magic, you don't really have an alternative product. Like here you have your Elite Trainer boxes where you can get 10 packs. You can get like bundles and stuff like that. But the booster box and the booster pack in Magic the Gathering is kind of like the mainstream product, right? So I think with with Pokemon here, you had the $143 MSRP for Sword and Shield, and then they increase it to $161. I think to increase the price again, and I think they're going to increase it to like $179. The booster box itself becomes a little bit of a bridge too far. So if you look at the Japanese market, a lot of those boxes come out at $40, and they come out at $40. And granted, they're smaller, but they're kind of like an everyman product, if you will. Whereas you look at Surging Sparks at $250, and we'll touch on that shortly. It really limits the number of people that can enjoy the product and enjoy the IP. And I think, the health of the IP is 1A, 1A, 1B, and 1C with the Pokemon Company. It's quite honestly, it's really what they care about, is damaging the brand, and they would give up money to not damage the brand. So I think part of the reason why we're not seeing booster boxes being reprinted is even if they did reprint them, I think they believe the price point would effectively be a little bit too high. And the purpose of the booster box is to have in local game stores and be able to sell packs to people and customers. So I think what we're going to see and what we've seen in the past is we've seen a lot of booster bundles reprint, Sword and Shield, a ton of ETBs. Now we did see a little bit of product come to the market for Twilight, for Paradox Rift, Obsidian. SV Base was the last big booster box reprint. But I would anticipate the bulk of what we're going to see going forward, and probably not even the ETBs because they're having so many issues getting components. I think it's going to be booster bundles, and quite honestly, a lot of this ancillary product. The big box store, the $29.95, $39.99, whatever. Items, which, by the way, the Pokemon Company's profit margins are better on those. And I think that's really why we're not seeing the expected reprint, because I think they've changed direction. So anyway, getting back to the boxes here, and this is where it's batshit crazy. So first of all, let's go to Surging Sparks. We talked about this yesterday. So here are currently our lowest listed box is $250. We have confirmed sales at $250. This thing in the last month has gone, or in the last couple of days, has gone parabolic from $215 to $250, so up $35. And as you can see here, the volume has completely dropped off. So a lot of the big boys have just pulled their product out of the market. You have a couple here for $250, and then the numbers start to go crazy. But if you've seen, Vegas Singles has over 50,000 at $270, but none of the other big sellers that you would expect on here are anywhere close to there, or even listed. So I thought that was fascinating. Whereas if you go and look at Prismatic Evolutions ETBs, all the 50,000 plus sellers are just leaking product out as quickly as they can. What do we want to go next? Paldea Evolved. So Paldea Evolved is at $180. It's at $180. There's only 127 listed. Again, when I believe there's like 800 of these listed on Cyber Monday or Black Friday weekend, whatever you want to call it. But look at the sellers. Now here you have a couple folks at 50,000. Quite honestly, stores I don't know. But you don't see the normal folks in here. You know, the 88 cards or the MVP Sports, like they don't have anything listed here, which makes me believe that again, you know, I guess collusion in an unregulated market isn't an issue, but I just truly believe a lot of these folks have just pulled their boxes off the market. So, you know, a lot of these boxes have gone nuts. You know, Stellar's still at 135, Temporal's still sitting around 140. Paradox, we'll touch on this one real quick because this is 140 now. But let's talk about Prismatic Evolutions real quick. Let's go to the ETBs. So this is what I think is going to happen here. So we can see some of these start to bleed down. Devastation, these guys just feed product into the market, 100 or 50 at a time. Card Rush, MVP Sports, they're just auto feeding into the market here. Some of these folks. But these are all the big players. And you can see all the big players with big sales. Now, 88 Card House, I follow these guys because they're kind of the smarter money. They don't have to dump, and I actually watched what they did with Surging Sparks. I would anticipate middle end of next week, all of these big sellers are going to pull everything off the market, and they're going to watch this get bought up to $150 up until release, and then they'll just slowly seep the product out. And we're going to see 150 plus by release date. So just wanted to kind of walk through just the concept there while we're not seeing boxes, and you know, just a quick update on everything. So, all right, guys, like, subscribe, join the Discord, and Happy New Year.